nines, and I'm already 2,000 kilometers away from St. Petersburg, where I was yesterday. I now came to Ufa, my hometown, my motherland. For some summer it seems to be freezing. What the hell? It's lagging. Let me know how is the connection now. I believe that everything must be okay. Joe Hernandez saying that it's buffering. I don't know. When it's buffering, like I can see that. I mean, I'm just losing the connection. Cydros, I think connection is back. Is bad. Cydros. Connection is not so good here too, my friend. It's not so good here too, my friends. Logging in, not buffering. Well, I'm not sure what to say. It's comes video is lagging. A lot of video delay. It's strange. Sometimes. But anyway, I enjoy walking. How are you today? Okay, let me check. Okay, let me know how it is now. Scott Willing, yes, freezing and buffering. Well, I now restarted the stream. Well, at least I got out of the application and just got again. It's good now, connection good, better. Okay, so if it's okay now, we can start. We are in Ufa, in the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia again. My name is Sergey Baklikov. I'm here, flew safe, landed safe today. Yesterday it was really great situation. The thing is, I forgot about so-called online registration, and the online registration is getting over for 3 hours before the actual flights. I forgot about it. Usually on the online registration you can log in and you can select your seats to seat, and so I never selected my seats beforehand. So when I came to the airport desk to my company, my airline company, yesterday I flew with Smart Avia airline company, and there was the lady, and I was like smiling, and I said, can you please give me the place next to the window, or not in the middle, next to the walkway, but at least not in the middle, and she gave me the seats next to the window, where is the emergency exit. So there was extra leg room, and more than that, then nobody yet was sitting next to me. Okay, so usually it's 3 seats, then the walkway, and 3 seats. So yesterday, if you saw my quick connection from the airport and from the airplane, you saw that I was sitting, and the neighbor 2 seats next to me, there was nobody. So it was almost like business class. So I had a great flight. Really, it was so comfortable to sit. I had an extra leg room and nobody around. Yes, that was great. And now I'm here 2,000 kilometers from St. Petersburg. Here we're walking next to the residential complex, which is called Aristocrats. I told you before that here is nothing but it's just a marketing name, has nothing in common with aristocracy. Same as my neighborhood in St. Petersburg, Tsar's capital, has nothing about Tsar. Not in terms of the architecture, not in terms of the history or something. My ZH, hi. I think that today you was going to hurt me. You said that now 80% of stuff from UFA which is not truth. Just for a whole week, I was now in St. Petersburg, and even when I was in the Republic of Bashkortostan, how about all those southern Urals towns, Asha, Minyar, Sim, Ust-Katav? How about the towns of the Republic of Bashkortostan, Sterlitamak, Bilsk, Kumertau, Toratau, Shikhan Mountain, and also Orenburg? You better never hurt me. Didn't say you didn't go to other places. Well, you said 80% from UFA, but it's not even close to 80% of the time in UFA. Okay, here is UFA Arena. The main hockey arena, the main ice palace in UFA. Sergey, is it hot here, there? Well, it's now like 27 degrees Celsius. Not hot, but pretty good. David Gant, I love UFA, especially Lenin Street. Oh yes, by the way, we're now on Lenin Street, Vladimir Lenin Street. Here is the fire department. By the way, this is one of the oldest fire departments. Well, here we see the renovated facades. I think that this is not the best example of renovations. And there is still like the historic tower, watchtower. Back in the days, UFA hadn't any tall buildings, and this watchtower was one of the highest points in UFA. Yeah, back in the days, like 100 years ago. J.I. Lewis, hello friends, Brian Holland, David Gant, classic strategist, Gang of Four, star Harry Pottanian, Lawrence Curie, Joe Hernandez, and everybody. Everybody. So great weather, and I watched the forecast here this week. Going to be amazing weather in UFA again. Yes, but at least not as hot as it was last week. So this was the reason why I escaped back home to St. Petersburg. The weather here was like plus 35, plus 36 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely not typical. My DNA do not accept such a temperatures. Doner kebab, shawarma, one of the most popular places. Many people call this place as their favorite place for shawarma. People love shawarma because just one shawarma really can make you feel very stuffed, and the price is only how much? Only $2. For only $2, you can really get stuffed. You can really kill your hunger with just one shawarma. the mall, which is called Equator. Miguel Anis, hi Sergey, I have a suggestion just in car you didn't do before, I haven't seen. How about making a visit to me, famous cemetery in St. Petersburg or UFA? Well, just a week ago I was in a cemetery, an old cemetery in my old neighborhood where I was born and raised. Also, I was in the cemetery which is called Necropolis of Art Masters in St. Petersburg. That's where is buried Pyotr Tchaikovsky, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Mikhail Glinka, Anton Rubinstein, Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov, Alexander Borodin. Check it out. Check out my video called Necropolis of Art Masters, St. Petersburg. You hear me, dudes? Check it out. Scott Wheeler, very famous people buried there. Yes, yes, that's why it's called Necropolis of Art Masters. And that's why the cemetery is a part of Holy Trinity Alexander Nevsky Monastery. It's the very first and still the biggest monastery in St. Petersburg, founded by Peter the Great himself on the bank of Neva River in the very beginning of Nevsky Prospect. It's exactly the monks of Alexander Nevsky Lavra started actually making the roads through the city, which has now turned into Nevsky Prospect, which is known as Nevsky Prospect. Okay. What time is it, Sergey? It's a great time. It's a great time, Gang of Four. I'm now getting to the corner of Lenin and Revolution Street. Is Nevsky Prospect just a street? No, it's just a prospect. It's just avenue. But yes, actually avenue, it's also the street, but just a big street. I spent hours exploring Alexander Nevsky Lavra, David Gunn said. Good. Oberheim Matrix synthesizer Love says that he loves UFA. I also love Bashkortostan. Yes, UFA and Bashkortostan, it's a great land. UFA is a great city. Bashkortostan is a great territory. Guinness time. No, because I don't see any Guinness from you. Okay. Let's keep walking. About 600 kilometers from Ralph. 600? Are you kidding me? 600. I am 2,000 kilometers from St. Petersburg. So it's yet another 300 kilometers from Ralph. The main headquarters of Ural-SIB, Ural-Siberian Bank. Don't climb any mountains there, Sergey. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Welcome to the Birch alley, right in the center of the city. A small alley. How are your shoes doing? My shoes doing good. And actually, I'm not sure why you're thinking that I'm changing shoes all the time. Yes, I'm walking a lot, but you know that actually sneakers, normally the sneakers are projected for a big distances. Sergey, do you ever ride a bicycle? These days, no. Will you take us to Yakut some days, coldest city on earth? Someday? Yes. Someday. There are tasty burgers in UFA just like in St. Petersburg. Dude, UFA is one of the biggest cities in Russia. Of course. Here you can find tasty burgers. People in UFA look so happy. David, you're watching my channel already for a long time. And are you still surprised about that? Are you still surprised that actually people in Russia look happy? This is Lenin and Dostoevsky streets. The corner, yes, Dostoevsky. Here we have the streets named after great Dostoevsky, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment, Karamazov brothers, the player or like the gambler, idiot. That's only a short list of his great literature masterpieces. Dostoevsky. You know, here in UFA, I love this place in terms of the architecture. Like, really easy place to tell you about in the same time, like 4 epochs of the architecture in Russia. Yes, it's, I don't know any other place where I can show like 4 epochs of the architecture in a one fragment. Look, like this is the residential building. It's a 1950s Stalinist neoclassical architecture. This is the residential building constructed in 1950s. Right next to it, here is the pre-revolutionary building. And that one too. It's like the end of 19th, beginning of 20th century. Before the revolution, the merchant house. Usually the merchants used to live in houses like this. And like on a second floor, usually the merchant himself and his family lived. But on a first floor, they have like, or they're, you know, how to say, or it's a shop, or it's, how to say, craft shop. It depends on what they do. If they just like buy, sell type of the merchants. So it's just a store, okay? But if they do something themselves, like some kind of manufacturer, so there was the manufacturer slash store. This is 1930s. It's before the Stalinist neoclassical architecture era. In 1930s, they experimented with this kind of architecture, like being pretty strict and extremely functional, extremely utilitarian, strict lines and not a single square meters like for nothing. All the territory inside is usable. This is 2000s, the beginning of 2000s. It's the Bashkir State's Youth Theater. And their 1960s typical Khrushchev 5 stories panel residential building, or simply Khrushchevka. So that's the place where you can read the architecture like a book of history. And they're also like constructivism 1930s hotel, the Hotel Bashkiria, built in 1930s. Probably the brightest example of the constructivism in UFA. If you remember from my road trip 2020, when I was in Ivanovo, the town of Ivanovo, that's the preserve of the architecture in a style of constructivism. It's like when they played in constructivism back in 1920s, 1930s, the Soviet government decided to give Ivanovo as a field for those experiments. So for me, Ivanovo is first of all the preserve of constructivist architecture. This is UFA, and this is UFA. This is UFA. Karl Marx Koskinen saying hello everyone. Hello Karl Marx. Hello Paul Nietzsche. Classic strategist, loving your knowledge about architecture, Sergey, bravo. Well, actually, it's not that hard to know about the architecture because relatively not too many of the epochs. So if you really like, if you will like buy at least a couple of books about the architecture, you will understand a little bit more in it as well. This is the Bashkir State's concert hall, the state concert hall called Bashkortostan. My ZH, thank you for super sticker. The flower compositions. If you remember The state concert hall called Bashkortostan is the home scene for the National Symphony Orchestra of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. I was making like at least 3 or 4 streams from here during the performances of the National Symphony Orchestra of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia, which I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, usually like at least half of people are going away when I do the classical music stuff, but that's okay. This is the building of KGB in the Republic of Bashkortostan. KGB, which is now called FSB, Федеральная служба безопасности. FSB, FSS, Federal Security Service. But in Russian abbreviation FSB. Because security is безопасность in Russian language, so it's B, FSB. Draven Dever, good evening, Sergey. Hello, friends. Hi. Cyberflyer 1, hi. Daniel Kopek, hi. Hi, everybody. Neil McDonald's, welcome back to UFA, the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. Yes, Neil, you nailed it. You nailed it. By the way, never go to Churchill tobacco store if you do not smoke like I do. When this summer in June I came back to UFA, well, just for fun, I decided to buy a cigar, a cigar there, just for fun. And I've gotten a problem. My head started aching. Wow, that was an awful experience. I wanted just to have some fun. But look, even though I was smoking it not inside of myself, actually the way how you have to smoke this cigar, so I never inhaled it inside of me. But anyway, for me it was enough. Even just I was just taking a smoke just in my mouth. Another great example of Stalinist neoclassical architecture. This is Rodina, the Motherland's movie theater. This is, in my opinion, the best movie theater. The best movie theater in Ufa. The movie theater which is constructed as the movie theater. And when I go to the movie theaters, I go to movie theaters like this. Because I don't want to support those movie theaters which are not the movie theaters, but just the movie multiplexes inside of just the frigging malls, okay? Because here, this way, I support the safe, to preserve the architecture, the actual building, instead of, those multiplexes which are in a mall. If in your towns you guys have the movie theaters which used to be constructed as the movie theaters, support the movie theaters like that, not just go to a big malls, multiplexes, okay? Those are not the movie theaters in a pure classic understanding of it. The thing is, here in Russia, we already lost another movie theater like this in another district in Chernikovka, the movie theater, also built in the end of 1940s, even a little bit older than this one. It's called Pobeda. Pobeda. Победа, victory. The problem that those multiplexes, the multiplexes in malls, where it's like they have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 holes, they made people pretty much spoiled. They made people to get used to the fact that no matter when they are coming, there will be available any of the new movies in the interval of like 30, maximum 40 minutes, okay? But here only two holes. And so the schedule here is not as spoiling, as in those multiplexes, because there's many holes and everywhere goes something. Hi. Well, this uncompleted construction, uncompleted residential building, staying here already for several years. The company bankrupted. TK rate high dudes. I can see they show new movies. Yes, sure. Now in any movie theater of Russia, if it's not some kind of specific theaters, all the schedule is absolutely the same as all over the world. All the world premieres goes in the same time. So now I came to the place which is called Art Quadrant. This is definitely the greatest place for the youth in UFA. I really wish here wasn't the place like this in my time, when I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s, stuff like that, because this is really great to hang out. And this is what they did just for like, several years out of half-abandoned old neighborhoods in the center of the city. Yeah, it was really old neighborhoods, which was just like half abandoned just because it was old. And yes, they decided to make just a huge renovation here. They resettled all the residents of an old houses and organized such a place here. Really big place. It's a whole block. It's really pretty multifunctional. Let's say here it's the amphitheater. For example, here I was taking you in June for the concerts of the Bashkir orchestra of folk instruments. Also here even performed the National Symphony Orchestra of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. People are just sitting there, so that's why it's called amphitheater. All kinds of music, all kinds of performances can go here. Inside there's a lot of commercial, a lot of business there inside. It can be whatever you want. Let's say fabric. This is a department store, universal store. There's hot yoga fitness hall, and next to yoga fitness hall, also their coffee, which is vegetarian and raw coffee. So you see, everything is so thematical. They have people who are into yoga, and the people who are into yoga usually follow for the diet diet. They are vegetarians and eat raw food. So yeah, this is for you here. Coffee with that kind of food. There's now will be another scene, also multifunctional scene stage, where they can make all kinds of events.
Speak English?
Yes, I speak English. And you?
Very nice.
Good, good. So here is another area for different kinds of events. I remember I was taking you here like about a month ago. Here was an event, here was the dances, different kinds of dances. Then here was something like competition, the street piano. Yesterday I was in Sevkabel, if you remember. And by the way, let me tell you that Art Quadrant, this place in Ufa, pretty much inspired by the places like Sevkabel and other public spaces in St. Petersburg and Moscow. So yeah, the Moscow and St. Petersburg always were the trendsetters. They always were the trendsetters. Well, cafes, restaurants, and bars, of course, also presented here. Many different kinds of cuisine, noodles, and one paku, Camorra pizza Ibira, the coffee roasters, lemonades. Here is also event hall inside for indoor activities. So no problem if you want to make an outdoor event, you can go to amphitheater or there. Hi guys. Да, это я. She said that she fell off from the electric scooter, and she got a problem. She said she's a Bashkir lady. Oh, happy birthday. Okay, bye. That's a girl I know. She's a PR manager. I know a lot of PR managers here. And there's the club which is called Club of Dreams or Dream Club. So as I said, if you want to make offline events, go to amphitheater or here. If you want to make indoor events, let's say especially it's makes sense when the cold is coming to Russia, and in particular to the Republic of Bashkortostan, okay, you can make an indoor activity. Here the guys playing basketball. Ping pong. You ever saw the ping pong table made of concrete? Now you saw the street musicians, not the whole music bands like in St. Petersburg. Here actually never. In Ufa, never I saw like the whole bands are playing in the streets. Okay, yeah, but now more and more I see just like at least solo musicians. Maybe soon the time will come, somebody will start performing like with a whole bands. Who knows? Maybe here, it's maybe it makes no sense economically. The thing is, in St. Petersburg, why in St. Petersburg so many bands? Because you saw yourself that traffic of people really huge there. People are going and going and going and going. So they are staying on Nevsky or rounds, and there's like many people, and they all go. Like there's like hundreds of people, and all the time, those are different people. They're listening, and I think that they collect a lot of money during the day, okay, during the evening, and especially in the summertime. But here, it's UFA, mostly local people. Okay, so maybe here was the attempt or something. So here is not as many tourists as in St. Petersburg. Okay, only locals. And okay, like locals maybe can contribute the musicians for the first time, for the first like months, but then like they will suppose, okay, we already contributed these guys or so. Well, anyway, the traffic is not even close. I mean, people's traffic, not even close to what it is in St. Petersburg, okay? But I'm sure that, of course, like here is enough of great musicians in UFA. More than that, UFA is still the trendsetter, starting from 1990s. Like, look, back in 1990s, at first Yuri Shevchuk, born and raised in UFA, who founded the band which is called DDT, still active, still releasing the albums. They became big. They became really big all over Russia. The rock band, and it was yet in 1980s. Already in 1990s, when he became super popular, Shevchuk moved to St. Petersburg and still living there. Then, of course, Zemfira absolutely exploded the whole Russia. It was back in 1998. She exploded with her first album, which is called Zemfira. And then in 2000, the next album, which is exploded even more, it's called Forgive Me My Love. Прости меня, моя любовь. Absolutely exploded. Okay, then another band which is called Lumen band. Now UFA is they started call it the new Atlanta. Because from here now came out a lot of the so-called rappers of the new wave. That's so Face, Morgenstern, Thomas Mraz, you know. So UFA musically is very much developed. Also from UFA is Vladimir Spivakov. Now he is the head of the Moscow's House of Music and the head of the collective called Virtuosos of Moscow. Well, and here is now more like a sport area. Well, it's great to see how they keep developing. Let's say when I was here 2 weeks ago, we saw how they worked on the facades of this building, which also soon will be settled down with new renters, you know. Also, what else? In the beginning of the summer, I saw how they were installing these containers these former containers, which is now will be the places also for a business. You can rent it out and you can make there. We saw that it's exactly like in on Ligovsky Prospect in that former bread baking plant, which is now called étagers, the floors or the stages, where they also have such a containers, and there can be everything. There can be the clothes store, there can be coffee, there can be just a shop, you know, coffee shop, whatever. What about this? Just 2 weeks ago when I was here, we never saw anything like this here. We never saw that old school bus. It's amazing, amazing old school bus. Well, it's been a while I saw the buses like this. But I remember that when I was a boy, there was a lot of buses like this. It's a gas. Gas. By the way, same company which is making actually Volga cars. Famous Volga cars. Volga, they were making the cars popular around the statesmen in Soviet days. Gas, it's Gorkovsky Автозавод. The town of Gorky, it's the Soviet days name of Nizhny Novgorod. Now, Gorky was renamed to Nizhny Novgorod again, and last year I was taking you to Nizhny Novgorod. It was on my way to Moscow. Nizhny Novgorod is about like in the middle of Kazan and Moscow. Also located like Kazan on the bank of Volga River. And I remember that there last year we saw probably one of the most beautiful sunsets in 2020. Okay, communistic street. You remember Cafe Budilnik, alarm clock, where I was just about a week ago. Alarm clock. Nice breakfast I had there. Breakfast from Naneyka. Naneyka, it's like a Bashkir granny. The street which is called Коммунистическая, communistic. Yeah, the historic name. Okay, let's get back to Lenin Street. Lenin Street, Lenin Square, and Lenin himself. The Ministry of Internal Affairs. Internal Affairs, that's the police. So actually it means the Ministry of the Police, but officially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. the main post office of the Republic of Bashkortostan. The former building of Bashkortostan Consumers Union. Yandex food everywhere. Same as Yandex taxi. Yandex taxi, Yandex car sharing, Yandex Mall, Yandex Foods, Yandex Courier. Being an online company, being actually the search engine, they are now more and more getting into so many spheres of offline life. At first it started with taxi. They killed the most of the taxis here. Well, it's just because of the new approach, like same like Uber, the application. Then they were coming to all the regions of Russia, and the ones they are having a lot of money, they were able to work in the regions. I mean, like in every city for a long time in minus. I mean, like having a huge losses, bringing down the price on maximum, like making it extremely cheap and actually working in loss. But in the same time, while they were working in loss and could let these to themselves, they were killing all the old school companies because the companies were not able to work in loss. Okay, so they were just waiting. They were waiting for when they were gone from the market. Yeah, this is business. This is business. This is the war, business war. And what about Uber? Yandex just purchased Uber, but they made it smart. They purchased Uber, but they are like never PR it too much that Uber, but that they own Uber, and so they left Uber and application. But no matter what you use, Uber application or Yandex application, there is now in Russia the same database. It's all the same. It's all the same. But it was really wise, because this way it's not like, oh damn, Yandex, you destroyed Uber. No, many people thinking they have choice. They have they can request Uber or they can request Yandex, but it's all the same shit. It's a smart move, making it look like there are two companies. There's Uber and Yandex, but it's all the same shit now. Because Uber was completely purchased by Yandex in Russia. But you know what? Now here comes the competitor of Yandex, the Chinese company Didi Taxi. The company which is also can suffer work in loss for a long time. But what is great about it, that at the moment the passengers and drivers benefit of it. The passengers benefit because they pay cheap. The drivers benefit because the taxi actually pay them extra, pay them more than the company earning. But I'm not sure now what is the logic for Didi company, because when Yandex was coming and were working for loss, so it was obvious why they do that. So they were killing the competitors, and then they supposed that after they will kill the competitors, they will raise the prices, and little by little will start making money again. What about Didi? Didi definitely will not kill the Yandex. Will not kill the Yandex. So what's the sense, like now, for them making such a cheap prices and pay extra to the drivers? I don't know. They are definitely now pay to the drivers way more than they are making. And Didi will not destroy Yandex. It's one thing when Yandex was destroying just a small old school companies where you, in many of them, you was need to call like, hey, I need taxi by this address, you know. I don't know. Here is the theater square, the square which is located next to the theater, Bashkir State's Theater of Opera and Ballet. The fountain, seven Bashkir girls. It's by the motives, by the story, the legend about seven Bashkir girls. Seven Bashkir girls were captured by Kazakh warriors, and the girls ran away. They escaped, but they almost caught them again, but they never wanted to be caught, so they preferred to be drowned in the lake instead of to get to the hands of Kazakh warriors again. Yeah, sad story, I know. If you remember from my other live streams, this is a musical fountain. Some later, starting like at about 9 o'clock, here sounds the music, and when it gets dark, here is the lighting. The ticket office of the theater, the Bashkir State Opera and the Ballet Theater. the music academy. The Bashkir State Medical University. Here study not only the Russian students, but also a lot of students from India, the students from Saudi Arabia, and I'm pretty often getting recognized by the students, by the foreign students, because you know when they are coming to UFA, they're like, oh, we go to UFA, Russia. What it is all about? They start searching for an information, and let's say if you go to YouTube and you will search UFA Russia, it's like 7 out of 10 results, search results will be my videos. Nobody gave more information in English language about UFA than I did. Okay, now this is Pushkin Street, and we go down. There's the Soviet Square. The Soviet Square, which used to be for many years like just a parking, but now it's great. They are making the real square there, and I've heard that this weekend there was even the first test launch of the on-ground fountain, which is great. Now in Russia, it's a boom of making the public spaces, the squares, the renovation of the squares, or creating the new ones, creating of little parks. And really, everywhere, almost everywhere I was, we everywhere saw that. Even in such a small towns like, let's say, Minyar, Uskatav. Oh, look. We've got lucky. And now we see this. Just in the beginning of the summer, I was here. You saw that. Everything was just under construction. Now, little by little, they finish. And even already launched the on-ground fountain. I told you that on-ground fountains always attracts the kids. Kids loves that they can running all around the fountain. It's awesome. So they launched it. The first launch was on Saturday or on Friday. I saw that in the news. On the examples of all the towns I was before in Russia, and everywhere where we saw such an on-ground fountains, everywhere around such a fountains, there's a lot of kids who are really enjoying this, who are really having a great time. They always laughing, they always enjoying this, they always have a good mood. They are literally happy. It works good, all the water immediately going away. The building of the Ministry of Agriculture of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. Yeah, I remember it all was just a huge parking. Just a chaotic parking. Now, look. A great square. For older people who wanted just to have a great time, here is the benches. The benches around nice plants, nice benches, such urbanistic looking benches. And here, yes, will be the monuments. I saw the project. It will look similar to the Bronze Horseman in St. Petersburg. Here also will be the pedestal. and the man on a horse, the general, the Bashkir general, Muratov. Well, now there's like a lot of how to say argues about will it look good or not, because they want to make not only the monuments but also the colonnade behind, and like many architects are against it, and they are sending the petitions to the head of the Republic of Bashkortostan that it's gonna be not correct architectural, because there on the background there's another building which is also have colonnades, something like that. So the project is still under the discussion. They discuss it. But so primary, what I saw, it's going to be really like the monuments, which will look similar to Peter the Great. By the way, yesterday I started my live stream, almost there. I started from the Admiralty, then walked through the Bronze Horseman, and then got to Annunciation Bridge, and from there all the way to Sevkabel. Then from Sevkabel, I called taxi and came home. After that, I've got to the taxi, to the airport. And that's how I came to UFA. And that's how now I stream from here. Nice to see how everything develops. The art quadrant develops, the Soviet Square develops. Pretty nice. The final words, a lot of sidewalk tile. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now, unfortunately, I have to keep it short today, because right now I will go to the railway station, and on a suburban train, I will go to the village, the village. The trip there will take 1 hour, 15 minutes. So right now, I already have to go to the railway station. I will now request the taxi. Now the video probably will stuck for about a minute, because I need to call taxi. Okay, Deo Nexia is coming here. Kimberly Cruz buffering. Yes, I said that there will be buffering because I had to temporarily shut down the YouTube application to call taxi, and I got back. Now I will go to the railway station, and we'll get the last suburban train for today to Tuftimanovo village. I will go now northeast from UFA. The thing is, my family is there, so it's time to go to my family. When I flew to UFA early in the morning, first off, I went to my mom. I got to sleep, and now before to go to the village, before the departure of the suburban train, I had a time for a stream, and I hope I gave you an amazing 1 hour 15 minutes of a nice walk in UFA. Now it's time to go to the railway station. The railway station of UFA. It's 27 minutes to the departure. I hope the electrichka takes you to the place where you want to go. Yes, in my case, электричка будет вести меня туда, куда я хочу. In my case, the electric suburban train will take me to where I want. Deonexia, with a driver called Anatoly. Will come here now. Уфа. Здравствуйте. Спасибо. ЖД вокзал, все верно?
ЖД вокзал?
Да. Ой, не закрыл. Да, не закрыл. Товтиманово поеду. Знаете Товтиманово?
Знаю.
О, only 6 minutes. Так, всего 6 минут.
Для чего?
Ну, сказал 6 минут.
А, ехать-то?
Да.
Ну, по всем правилам, да. Ну, они, в принципе, высчитывают, кто как ездит. И уже говорят, сколько времени.
Сейчас уже пробок нет.
Ну, да. Я думал, ее не слышу, думаю, у вас осталось 6 минут до
Нет, у
поезда.
меня нормально, еще 24 минуты. 21:15. Выезд. Так что время предостаточно.
Так, для себя город снимаете?
Нет, у меня идет прямой эфир.
Ага,
Зрители смотрят,
понятно.
иностранные зрители. Россия.
Реклама Уфы, короче.
Не только. Я за последний год уже был в 60 городах.
Нормально.
В некоторых деревнях тоже. Ну, Тавтиманово. В Карелии деревня Киндусово, Кинерма, Рускяла, Кижи, остров. В Карелии на Онежском озере. Карл Маркс Стрит. Улица Карла Маркса.
Да. Сейчас по ней прямо до вокзала.
Да. Так-то я из Уфы. Вот. Сейчас в Петербурге живу и путешествую.
Тоже неплохо. Что ты будешь делать?
Красная волна.
Не говори-ка.
На проспекте уже давно уже заметили там, если попадаешь под красный, везде под красный. Если попадаешь под зеленый, везде под зеленый.
Нет, знаешь, вот если в сторону Черниковки едешь, 70 держишь, в зеленую, если попал, все, значит, ты все пройдешь светофор. Если до 60 сбавил, то все, упадешь. Здесь тоже немножко добавлять надо.
В Черниковке несколько раз снимал. Там-то архитектура хорошая.
Да, там вообще...
Там как раз петербургские же архитекторы разрабатывали планировку.
Немцы строили, чё ж.
Нет, вот это вот, сама планировка, это петербургские архитекторы. We go down to the railway station. I used to live here. Когда-то вот здесь я жил. Карл Маркс 60. Шикарный был вид. Шикарный.
Против ничего сказать не могу.
Поверните налево.
А сейчас у меня двор-колодец.
До конца маршрута осталось 300 метров.
В Питере?
Да. Вот такие дела.
Чё?
Ну, прям можно здесь вот.
Здесь?
Да. Спасибо.
Не за что, все.
Там у меня по карте, да, стоит по карте.
Спасибо за поездку. Заказ будет
Да?
оплачен
Ну, всё,
картой.
спасибо.
Пожалуйста, убедитесь, что...
Okay, the railway station of Ufa. Okay, look, 8:56, 17 minutes to the departure. I came in a very comfortable time. Okay, ticket office. Ticket office. Oh, I just will buy here. Only 94 rubles, which is like $1.20. Okay, it's a check. The tickets itself is here with QR codes. Okay, okay, dudes. I also need some water. Okay, 57.
прибыл на 6-й путь 3-й платформе. Пригородный поезд Аша-Тёма, Раевка, прибыл на 6-й путь 3-й платформе. Проход к поезду через новое здание вокзала.
Отсюда выход. Понял.
Поезд Аша-Тёма, Раевка отправится в 21 час 12 минут. С 6-го пути от 3-й платформы пригородный поезд Аша-Тёма, Раевка отправится в 21 час 12 минут. С 6-го пути от 3-й платформы проход к поезду через новое здание вокзала. Прибывает на 7-й путь 4-й платформе. Скорый поезд номер 123 Новосибирск, Воронеж, Кёльн. Прибывает на 7-й путь 4-й платформе. Проход к поезду через новое здание вокзала. Пригородный поезд Абдулино-Полутеряк прибыл на первый путь. Пригородный поезд Абдулино-Полутеряк прибыл на первый путь. Пригородный поезд Абдулино-Полутеряк отправится в 21 час 15 минут.
В Тиманово идет, не знаете?
Нет, конечно.
А
В
куда?
другую сторону.
Спасибо. It's a wrong train. A wrong train.
Всеми остановками кроме 7-восточной.
Okay, this is my train.
Прибыл на 7-й путь, 4-й платформе. Скоро поезд номер 120.
А как вот сейчас сюда-то пройти? Вот на этот путь как пройти?
На 7-й путь.
Ну вот здесь самый крайний, вот здесь вот.
Первый путь? 26 минут. Нумерация вагона. Скоростта поезда.
Понял.
Проход к поезду через новое здание вокзала.
Hürmetli pasajırlar, yüklerini bu süsü, hamuru, anlatılmış, bir yolu, diğer poyazı, dördüncü platformun temsilciyle. Bunlar hakkında poyazı kanalına başlamak. Poyazda sınırlı yanılmayın.
Okay, the first security guards, they really like messed me around. Well, you see, usually I was walking through this place. Now it's closed. Maybe here. Oh yeah, look. Damn it. Damn it. They misled me. I'm here. Never this way going to Moscow. This is suburban train, dudes.
Следующая остановка – Воронки. Осторожно, двери закрываются.
15 stops. Now I will ride for 1 hour, 6 minutes, 66 minutes. Okay, dudes, that's all for today. See you later. My name is Sergey Baklikov. This is Baklikov Live. I'm on the way from UFA to Tuftimanova village. See you. Hope you enjoy it. In the end, traditional panorama. But here, I just will not turning the camera because here we are just moving. Neil McDonald's, Jay Lewis, thank you friends, Scott Wheeler, Brian Holland, Mikhail Bensman, Bill in Florida and Sue in Florida, Reedhan Sharma, Tonya Hodas, Lawrence Curie, Phil, Tofu, Toflam, Stevie Ray, Cosmin Laser 90, Lin Young,